For the past 34 years, every person arrested by the police in Davidson County on crimes ranging from shoplifting to murder walked through these doors. Lives began here, babies were delivered. Some who hit rock bottom while they sobered up in booking made the decision to change their lives in this jail. Lives ended here, some by their own hands, some by the hands of others, some because of the life they chose. Over the years, officers lived with these inmates. Count time, chow time, rec time, med calls, and heroic efforts with CPR and a hangman's knife. Day after day and night after night, images of incarceration are what they took home to their families. CJC may have closed, but the memories remain. As we look forward to a new downtown detention center rising in its place, one that is safer for both staff and inmates, we first reflect on the past of this historic jail. Some say the CJC, built under the direction of then Sheriff Fate Thomas, was outdated the day it opened in 1982. Despite what the plans envisioned, the CJC quickly exceeded its capacity, soon requiring federal oversight which lasted until the end of the millennium. However, despite a constant workload, CJC officers and employees met the demand. On average, nearly 30,000 inmates were processed annually at the Criminal Justice Center, with ultimately over 1 million inmates walking through its doors. Inmates passing through the Criminal Justice Center included both the famous and the infamous.
This was my office at one point in time. There was 4 of us that stayed in here, and I won't ever forget that we had an inmate named Eddie Tharp. His name was Fast Eddie, and so Eddie Tharp escaped from this jail by getting out that hole in the wall, and we didn't have the glass there. I also remember coming in on a weekend one time. I was work about 7:30 in the morning. I walked in here, and there were 2 inmates sleeping under my desk because we had no beds, and people were everywhere. Come a long way. Classification is now 24 hours in every building we operate, and back then we were 4 of us trying to do it for everybody. So, yeah, this is our gym. Originally it was built for recreational purposes, but overcrowding and everything else kind of forced us to have to use it for housing. For a long time we never even declared it was a housing unit. We just housed people here. We eventually added showers, which we didn't have, and became kind of our classification cell. But when you do that, you lose the ability to have recreation. I remember we used to have some pretty good basketball teams that worked here, and we'd all play and run around and have some fun, but it eventually became just a housing unit and stayed that way.
New at 10, over the weekend, Davidson County's most dangerous inmates left CJC downtown and moved to a maximum corrections center in South Nashville.